subscription spot, we are having a look at another box from the folks over at Old School Crate. This is Old School Crates for August 2016. Repeat viewers of this channel will probably know Old School Crate as a monthly subscription box service that delivers retro games to your house, apartment, cave, someplace where you're capable of playing classic consoles every single month. The box has arrived for August 2016. Not only will Spot put the link down below where you can subscribe to this yourself, but the icing on the cake, and there's so much more. I'm also going to open this one up and show you what I got in this month's box. Boy, it sounds like a perfect deal, a very sweet deal for you guys. Also bringing into the mix apparently a knife that's not been around for the last little while. He's been on summer vacation. Here is Hank. My knife, Hank. Yes, I do name my knives, and I name other things as well. But we're going to go ahead and use Hank. We're going to cut the seal on the front, right across here, and then we're going to find out what's inside this month's box. Sounds good? I hope so. Let's cut the seal on the front, a little paper tape. There we go. I'm always impressed as well by the packaging presentation of the way that Old School Crate delivers their boxes. So let's go ahead. We got some paper. We don't necessarily need that unless you're collecting paper. I'm not, so I'll put that to the side. If you were collecting paper, well, that would have been an ideal amount of craft paper for your collection if you didn't have the 2014 vintage classic craft paper. I don't even know what year it would have been. I've noticed last little while too, not only do they give you games, but they also give you something retro as well. And we've got hero caps. They're kind of like Pogs, if you remember Pogs. You got a Fat Slammer, some hero caps in a case. And it's also made by Toy Biz. Set your time machine back to 1995. That's when this would have happened. I'm going to go ahead and open this. Some would say blasphemy. Some would say, why are you opening it, Spot? It's vintage. Others would say, yes, open it, Spot. Let's see what's going on inside. And for those people, this is for you. I'm going to take out all the... They're not really Pogs. I mean, that's one brand's name for them, but they're essentially, that's what they are. That's what they are. You know, you can call them really anything. You can call them flip-flops, although those are shoes. You can call them slammy whammers. Oh, slammy whammers, that would be fun. Right now, some CEO and maybe at Hasbro. Oh, Hasbro right now is writing that down, slammy whammers. That's a good one. Totally glad we're watching his videos. I can rip off every little idea that he has. Several months later, slammy whammers. You know, we can joke about this, but wouldn't it be funny if months later we find slammy whammers in the stores? This video right here would be Exhibit A. Anywho's, let's have a look at these slammy whammers. They're not slammy whammers, Spot. I know they're not slammy whammers. Let's have a look at these hero caps. We've got Professor X, and not only do you have artwork on the front, no, that's not mold growing on his head. That's his telekinetic abilities. I guess he's not telekinetic. Well, I guess he is telekinetic as well. There's Professor X on the back. There's a read-up. I won't spend a lot of time reading every single one of these, so I won't even bother. There's Apocalypse. Striker? Shatterstar. Shatterstar. I don't know why I was going to say Striker. One of my personal favorites. Mr. Sinister. Should totally be in an X-Men movie. Maybe he has been in Apocalypse. I've never seen it. I have not seen... I think that is Striker. No, that's Spy Wolverine. Spot, get off of this. It's Avalanche. Avalanche. There we go. Omega Red. Yes. Is that X-Man? No, it's Age of Apocalypse. Oh, it's Age of Apocalypse X-Man. No idea. Pirate McFinnigan. Ah, Raza. Forge. And what else we have here? We've got two of them. I don't know if this counts. This is Cyclops and Havoc. There's Magneto. Having a tough time holding these. There's Iceman. Jubilee. Funstar. That's not his name, Funstar. It's Exodus. And finally, McCutcheons. Good old McCutcheons. That's not actually his name either. That's Rictor. And then you've got yourself a Slammer, which looks to be a Sentinel. I don't know if it would say anything on the back. No, it doesn't. Is this a section where you put your fingers? Like, what is the reasoning why we have to put fingers right here? Is this to get a good extra little bit of grip? Because it's not really gripping anything. It's sliding right off. It looks like a pig nose. Let's go ahead and put these into our case. Slammy whammers. Oh, Spot, you and your silly, silly ideas, slammy whammers. I don't think it's actually going to hold all of them with the Slammer. So what we will do instead, what we will opt for, simply we'll just put the cardboard or the actual slammers in the case, and I'll keep the Slammer for the side. Somebody breaks in, I'm just going to whip it at them. They're going to get knocked out. They're going to be confused when they do wake up because they're going to say, did you just hit me with like a Slammer? And I'm going to say, I totally hit with a Slammy Whammer. He's going to say, I've never heard of those. Give it a couple months. They'll be there. All right, so we've eaten up 6 minutes of this video. Some would cry foul with video comments down below. I'm going to open these up. I do love the presentation of this. It kind of reminds me of an old steakhouse. I think parents had friends that had wallpaper like this. I might have said that before. This appears to be perhaps SNES. Or, I don't know, the sides feel a little bit different. Let's find out what we got for the first game this month. It's Sega Genesis, and it is Vector Man. A personal favorite of mine, actually. Not that I owned a Sega Genesis, but I went to friends' houses and played their Sega Genesis. Would it be Genesai? Because I've played multiple friends' consoles, but this was one of the ones that I liked playing. Altered Beast also being another one. Not a Sonic fan, I'm going to say that. I might have lost maybe 4 subscribers just now. Not a fan. Not really a fan of Sonic. Alright, let's open up the next one, which does feel like it's an NES cartridge. Let's see which one we got. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. Heavily saturated with promotions for Pizza Hut, if you remember that. It is the ported game from the arcade. I go like this because it's not quite the arcade game. And they've also incorporated 2 extra levels, 2 extra bosses. Fun times had by all. I love playing this game. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. We'll lay that right down there. Hark! Perhaps this is another NES console game. Let's find out. The Nintendo Entertainment System, my favorite console of all time. By the way, I did post this on Twitter, if you are following me on other social media outlets. If anybody does have any old NES games, SNES games, whatever, old games, let me know. I'd be very interested. Speaking of, though, the next game that we have is Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors 2, starring Fabio. Well, it's not quite well, it is Fabio on the cover, but it's not actually Fabio in the game itself. The Knight. Wizards and Warriors 2. I was actually eyeing to get that one in my collection. I no longer. Looks like we got ourselves another NES game, and I'm not balking that. I think that is actually a word. I'm not saying, cry foul. No, in fact, I'm quite happy that these are all NES games. The next one is Dr. Mario. Another game that I don't own in my collection, but now I do, Dr. Mario. One of my favorite NES games growing up, Dr. Mario. I rented it a lot from Jumbo Video. Anybody remembers Jumbo Video? And finally, the last one also appears another NES classic. Classic, perhaps debatable. It won't be debatable though when we find out what it is. Let's pull it out. Have a gander. It is Tecmo Bowl. Tecmo Bowl, 1988. Says National Football League players. Very cool. All right, so on top of that, we got ourselves a Darth Vader sticker. Oh, this is how it looks. So you could really put this on your car. It's from Sandy Line. Sandy Line. I love saying that. Sandy Line. Sandy Line. Hey, what's your name? My name's Sandy Line. Oh, very nice. Nice to meet you. All right, we'll put that to the side. We also got ourselves a comic. Lots of retro stuff in this month's box. We have Night Mask, Dream Wars. Never heard of him. Night Mask. I'm assuming it's a male, although up the top it kind of looks like a female. It's from the New Universe. It's, well, it's July 3rd, 1986, 75 cents. These do, yes, they do. They look a lot like xenomorphs. I'm sure, just coincidence. That's all it is. Not bad at all. So, of course, for a recap, as we try to do a recap here, a recap of what we got in this month's box. We got ourselves Night Mask, the comic. We got ourselves a Darth Vader sticker. And we got ourselves some Slammy Whammers. That's not their names, but they may come out. We'll see. And then as for our selection of games, we got Vector Man, Tech Mobile, Dr. Mario, Iron Sword 2, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. If all of this looked real good to you, it did look real good to me, Spot, well, click the link down below and you can get a selection of retro games delivered to your house every single month. Spot put the link down below to Old School Crate and you can subscribe today. Speaking of today, speaking of right now, or I guess this is kind of past tense because we were having a look at the Old School Crate for August 2016. Stay tuned, guys. Psst, stay tuned. Spot's got more videos. I would not lie about that. More videos are heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.